Hello. My name is meif. Okay, I think I am going to explain the gimmick of the main deck Melffy monsters first. But this excludes Rabby because it's a normal monster. The main deck Melffy monsters can all be special summoned at the end phase. Then on the opponent's turn when they are to summon a monster or attack the Melffy can bounce themselves back to the hand, and all the Melffy monsters got a unique effect which you can choose to activate after they are bounced back to the hand. That helps gain raw or virtual advantage. Now let's begin explaining the role of the Melffy cards in my deck. The most powerful main deck Melffy is Puppy. With just Puppy on the field I already got a pop on my opponent's turn, because I can use it to summon Kalantosa from the deck. So, Puppy is a must-have at 3. Then we got Fenny, which can summon a beast monster from the hand. Fenny could also summon Kalantosa for a pop, which I think is the only thing I'm going to use it for. Next we got Catty, which is one of the searchers of the deck, and also the slowest searcher, but it can search for any beast monster, so like I can add Alpha or even Rescue Cat to my hand. If I got both Catty and Fenny on field, when my foe summons I can activate Fenny's then Catty's effect to search for Kalantosa and then summon Kalantosa for a pop. Last of the main deck Melffy monsters is Pony. The weakest Melffy in the deck. It's just there to help me recycle the level 2 beast monsters that ends up in my grave. There is no real point in running Pony, but I run it at 2 because I want more Melffy monsters in my deck. Anyways, on to the spell and trap cards. Melffy Hide-and-Seek is a continuous spell which helps recycle cards and protects my beast monster from effect destruction once per turn. Because of its protection I run more than one copy, but because I can also search it using Melffy of the Forest I only run it at 2. The next spell and trap is Melffy Tag, which is a quick play spell that revives a Melffy monster. I don't really need it because I don't think Melffy monsters are going to end up in the grave often. The last Melffy spell and trap is Melffy Playhouse, which is a normal trap that can bounce my opponent's monsters. I run it too because it can bounce multiple monsters and I can search it using Melffy of the Forest. It also got another effect that raises the attack of XYZ beast monsters, which is pretty useless when I'm most likely to use it on my foe's turn. Now on to the extra deck Melffy. I run 1 Joyous Melffy, 2 Melffy of the Forest, and 1 Melffy Mommy. Melffy of the Forest is mainly my searcher, but its target negate effect does kinda help sometimes, because it stops the monster from attacking, meaning my monsters don't get destroyed, which is a good thing, because I would be able to have fodder for more plays. Melffy Mommy is supposed to be the boss of the whole archetype, but like it doesn't do much and can easily get removed, so I run at 1 because I enjoy trolling sometimes. And finally Joyous Melffy, it just helps remove the negative effects of Rescue Cat and Obedience Schooled most of the time. And it's at 1 because I don't think it's going to end up in my grave often. Now on to the non-Melffy main deck cards. I'm running 1 Alpha Master of the Beasts, because it's a good monster removal on your turn because it doesn't target, and it bounces monsters back to hand, which synergize with Melffy monsters quite well, because Melffy monsters can just special summon themselves at the end phase. But even though Alpha is powerful and great in the deck, I run it at 1 because it's just not a cute monster. I want my deck to consist of as little non-cute monsters possible. And also the other reason is because I can search it with Catty. Next I'm running 3 copies of Rescue Cat, because it's cute and it's a very good opener. Because it enables me to summon one of my XYZ on my first turn. Another card that enables me to summon one of my XYZ on my first turn, and is better than Rescue Cat, is Obedience Schooled, which can summon 3 of my beast monsters from the deck instead of just 2. So, I also run 3 copies of Obedience Schooled. The next non-Melffy monster I run is Fabled Cerburrel at 2 copies. I run it at 2 because I don't want to break with it, but it doesn't belong in the deck, it's best to have it in your hand. Next I run 2 Valerifawn, and it's the same reason I have for Fabled Cerburrel. I think Fabled Cerburrel and Valerifawn synergize quite well. I can discard Cerberus for Valerifawn effect cost, which triggers Cerburrel's effect and summon Cerburrel from the grave. Then next non-Melffy card I run is 3 copies of Kalantosa. Kalantosa is my main form of card removal, because it can pop any kind of card on the field. And I got many ways to summon it to trigger its effect. If it's in my hand I can use Fenny. If in my deck I can use Puppy. If it in my grave I can use Valerifawn or even Joyous Melffy. The last non-Melffy monster in my main deck is Hop Ear Squadron. It's only to summon Herald on my foe's turn for negate. Now on to the rest of the main deck's spells and traps. I run 2 copies of Spiritual Forest to protect my beasts from battle destruction. I run 1 emergency rescue to search Rescue Cat or even Melffy Puppy. But I need to have lower HP than my foe, which I don't think will be often, so I only run 1. Now the rest of the cards are just really filler for anything I think would help deal with the current meta bit. 3 Imperms, 1 Called by the Grave and 1 Lighting Storm. Finally we're at the extra deck cards. First are the XYZ. I'm running 2 copies of Ronin Raccoon, because it helps get rid of those super duper high attack monsters with effect protection. I run 1 Sky Cavalry to go into Zeus, which I also run 1 copy of. Now on to the Synchros. I run 1 Herald. And I run 1 Fabled Unicorn. I think Fabled Unicorn is going to work quite well in the deck because Melffy monsters are able to adjust the numbers of cards in the hand on my foe's turn. Finally the Lynx. I run 1 Boral Sword, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Access Code Talker, and 1 Underworld Goddess. My beat sticks are Boral Sword and Access Code Talker. Nightmare Unicorn and Phoenix are fodder for Access Code Talker's effect. Underworld Goddess is kinda my Oni monster removal because I can use one of my foe's monsters for the link summon of this card. Lastly the side deck. It's just filled with cards I could use if I'm in a match. But none like I do matches often because I prefer tag duels. So I like to keep my deck as partner friendly as possible. So that's my whole deck explained. My deck isn't top tier, that consistent or that powerful, but I know it can go against the meta, and have at least a chance of winning. Also I've yet to duel using this deck, so perhaps once I start dueling with it, I could adjust it a bit, so it will be more consistent. Some cards I want to mention that would work in a Melffy deck are Nimble Beaver, which can help bring out one of my XYZ, but I don't run it because I don't find the art just not cute enough. The next cards are Rescue Rabbit and Melffy Rabby, but I feel like I'll break more often with them, so I left them out. One could also run the main deck Raccoons, but they are slow. But they do be very cute. Mimicry is also decent, but I will need a face-up defense position monster on my turn, and I don't think my main deck monsters will stay on the field long enough to even use the spell. One could also add Amazonas Baby Tiger, it's like Nimble Beaver but worse. Lastly, one could use Air Rock Sunrise, which is a reborn for any beast monster,